The tranquility of the beautiful KwaZulu-Natal countryside was recently shattered when the ABSA Off-Road Championship Circus converged on the eastern area of Pietermaritzburg for the annual Nissan Sugarbelt 400. 22 production vehicle and 53 special vehicle teams entered the season opening event organized by the Natal Off-Road Motor Club, who had laid out a completely new route for what was regarded as one of the best organized events in the country. BAT Racing raised their level of their game, and in the special vehicle category had introduced two BAT Spec 1 chassis for Bevan Berthold and Terence Marsh, while on the production vehicle front it would be the last time the mighty Class T Ford and Nissans would be seen in action in KwaZulu-Natal.
We have endeavoured to try and slow the competitors down, and we have taken into some tighter sections and over a couple of little streams and things like that, not our famous 11 crossings in the valley, but the route hopefully will be slower, and with the damp patches will definitely slow the competitors down.
I've got a lot of words to say how I'm feeling, but I'm not allowed to say it on camera, but I think in the South African word you can only say ish, something like that. It's just incredible. I mean, I've got smiles, and I've been testing for 3 days, and I've taken to the car very well, especially the left-hand drive, the sequential gearbox, and the power and the acceleration and the brakes is just something else. I mean, I would be braking for a corner long before, and whereas on this thing you can just do it right in the corner. And sure, I've got no pressure to do anything, but you know, I'm eager to go, and I just want to get out there now, and I've got a little bit of butterflies, I must be honest. I'm nervous. Everybody thinks you're going to go out there, the young guns, and do it, but experience, you know, Hannes has got more experience than I'll ever have, and same as Neil Woolridge, but sure, I want to show the true colours. Can I do it or can't I?
Well, Coxie certainly showed his true Natal colours by setting the fastest time in the prologue. The reigning Class D champion made seamless transition from the Class D pickup to the powerful Class F machine previously driven by Janiel de Villiers and Duncan Voss, and outqualified his teammate Hannes Schobler by 14 seconds in the 31-kilometre prologue. The reigning production vehicle drivers champion and new co-driver Francois Judon had no answer for the newcomers to the top class and had to settle for second behind Cox and Pitchford.
Well, you know, I live on the opposite side of town, and we've had a hell of a lot of rain out that side of town, but I believe from the farmers here they haven't had as much as what we've had. But I think while we're in the sun and not in the trees, it won't be too bad. I think there's going to be lots of mud holes and mud around. I think in the trees it's going to be a bit treacherous. You have to be very careful there. But I think it's going to be a nice event. You know, there's a couple of clouds building up already, and they are predicting some storms this afternoon. So I think it's going to be exciting. You know, it's earlier on in the year, so it's going to be a great event. It's always a great event. You know, it's the best event of the year, and it's our home event. So of course we want to do well. We've got all the cars here with our new sponsors on board, so we really want to give it our best.
Natal homeboys Neil Woolridge and Kenny Scholthammer were a further 12 seconds adrift of the leading Nissans, and the scene was set for an almighty battle for the overall honours. 2004 Mafeking 500 winners Gary Berthold and Siegfried Rousseau qualified 4th overall in the advanced soft bat and were the leading special vehicle crew.
This car is wild as compared to what we had before with a rear mount engine. It's got a massive amount of horsepower. We did that when you have a mid mount, it tends to kick and you've got a more chance of rolling over forward, and this car's geared to 220 and it must go there. It must be used like that, and so the sequential gearbox is amazing. You just hit the gears without using a clutch and you're flying. So the new technology in the front suspensions also helped a hell of a lot. And the car it handles and it performs to your body. The car is built around me. It's unbelievable. It's got huge brakes on it, and I'm very, very happy with it.
Bevs Berthold seems very happy and used the full power and posted the 5th fastest time in his iTech bat. Local cane farmer Manfred Schroeder and new co-driver Alec Harris showed the rest of the Class D field the way home and qualified 6th overall and 4th in the production vehicle category in the Team Ford Racing Ranger.
I'm very happy about the transition. You know, quads is dangerous. You're going very fast and you're sitting on top of the quad. anything that happens, you get thrown off and you can have a big accident. I've been 5 years with the cars now, and getting into the car, you feel a whole lot safer. You can hit things much faster and you can hit things much bigger. So I'm very happy about it. Yeah, it's a nice relaxing step. As I'm getting older, it's a much better decision to go and get into the special vehicle.
Low-flying Evan Hutchison and Trevor Ormerod were 7th overall and the Class B leaders in the motorized bat, but would have to contend with the 29 Class B rivals in the main event, one of which was Will Battershill and Reg Sutton in the John Rowe designed and built JRE, who were only 16 seconds slower. 2004 Lesotho Sun 400 winners, John Weir Smith and Jeff Minnett were the 9th fastest in the Kopanong Hotel Super Team Jimco.
Our strategy this year is going to be just to get up as high as possible. The class points don't really count this year, so it's overall, so it's all or nothing. We have to just hang in there, and hopefully, a lot of the Class T guys and the other guys sort of drop by the wayside, and we just collect up what's left over.
On board here with Mark Crinier and Chris Birkin, who brought home their Class D Castrol Toyota Hilux in 10th position, while teammates Paulo Piazzamuso and Aki Fari and Gavin Crinier and Robin Houghton finished 55th and 65th respectively. Veteran off-road racers Richard Schilling and Chris Davies debuted the new Plastotech Aceco and walked away with Class S honours, while reigning Class E champions Hugo and Jaap de Bruin were 18th fastest and the Class E leaders in the Castrol Toyota Hilux 2.7 out. Thomas Rundle and Stavros Giannakis finished 20th overall in the Baden Tyres Services Nissan, despite not having a clear view of the route, as you can see quite plainly here.
No, well, other than having an absolutely good run, the car was beautiful. The bonnet flew off. Obviously, we didn't tighten it enough. But anyway, we'll get that fixed, and then tomorrow's another day, yeah.
The car in testing was very impressive. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we didn't have a lot of time in testing. The guys have been working long hours getting the car ready, but it felt very good. I think what we need to do is we'll be coming out, we'll be doing the slowly catch the monkey theory. I think we need to get used to the car and get past through the TD problems or anything like that. So from a prospect perspective, we're going to take it nice and easily, and we'll see how it goes, hoping to get everything up and sorted for like the halfway through the calendar year.
Our Class B is currently growing very nicely. We are the biggest field here today. The new players in the sport coming in, Orco is going to have 2 cars running shortly. I've got 4 cars running. Batter's got a car running now as well in Class B, and it's going to be very, very competitive, and I think preparation counts for a lot. Very good preparation will be very important, and obviously the guys will have to pick up their paces. I've done a little bit of homework, and we're pushing hard. The other competitors running with my cars are pushing very, very hard, and there's a championship to be won. Let's go and try and do it.
I think we're going to have a bit of uphill with Toyota in the initial races until they get their super production sorted out. Then once they start racing super production, that'll open up the Class D championship again, because Mark Crinier will then move to super production. We're not too concerned for the rest of the vehicles until they start sorting out their development. Once their development's done, the Ford from Manfred Schroeder is really quick. It's just trying to iron out the wrinkles, I think, has been taking its toll on their results. So we'll see if they've managed to do that this year.
Well, it looks like the Nissan technicians were hard at work on the proudly South African Nissan hardbody driven by Alfie Cox. Problems with the suspension or maybe the swing arm there?
No, that's coming to the finish. Alfie hit a bit of a hole up at the top of the hill here, and it broke the anti-roll bar arm, but it doesn't stop the car, so it's not a real concern. And these things happen from time to time, so we're happy. Well, certainly Alfie went very well, there's no question about that. A bit of a surprise, I didn't expect him to go so well on his first time out, and the sugarcane is traditionally very tricky, so I think it's an excellent result for Alfie, but it's a long race tomorrow, and Hannes is right there with him, so I'm happy. 2 cars at the top, what more can I ask for?
Alfie drove very, very well. You know, it's in his backyard, but yeah, I think for the first time off, you know, I'm glad for him that they did that well, and I hope they're going to keep it together tomorrow. But watch us, tomorrow is still a long way to go, and yeah, we'll do this thing tomorrow.
The first 10 Ks, I actually took caution and said I might be a bit rusty. And when I got to feel the handling of it, and I got the whole combination going with the power and just a bit of caution not to slide too much on those curves and all that. I tried so much to keep a straight line.
I was very rusty. Felt like an old man, I must say. But it came back. Yeah. No, but no, it's good, because tomorrow's a long day.
Tomorrow is a long day, and if it's a bit of what we've had today, then one still has to take caution. And
it's a very tricky race. Eh?
Yeah.
It can catch you out all the time.
Yeah, there's also areas where there's the rock. And when we get to the rock, we just pull right off.
So it was unfortunate. We decided to give it maximum attack. You know, the time trial here is very important. There's not much opportunity to overtake in the cane. So we wanted a good position for the start, and unfortunately 5 Ks in there were some big hoops, and we broke our right front drive shaft. And then 10 Ks on we lost an accelerator cable. So yeah, it was an unfortunate time trial. What was supposed to pan out as a good time trial turned out as a nightmare. So we've got a lot of work to do tomorrow.
Fantastic onboard shots here, and that is Weir Smith and Minute buried in the sugarcane. Maybe they're looking for some cane rats.
We haven't sort of driven the car at all since November, and sort of getting into the car, and there've been a couple of little changes that Joe's done to the car, and he's made it pretty quick. And it's something we need to get to grips with. We were going a little bit too quickly, and far too quickly to stop. So we ended up in a fairly safe pile of sugarcane, which was quite heartwarming, but we got out, and we didn't really want to go too quickly today. We just wanted to feel our way around it, get a feeling of what's going to happen tomorrow. And tomorrow's a long day. Sugarbelt's known to be a tough race, and we should do pretty good tomorrow.
Andre Buerta had a new co-driver on board with him for the first time in the Kopanong Hotel Super Team shed.
It was a great run that we had. We started off quite well, and we hit a couple of bumps. It was kicking out a little bit on the bumps, but not too bad. And then other than a wrong slot, we had a really good run. No problems whatsoever, a lot of power. She kicks out a little bit if you put your foot down too hard, but other than that, I think we're in for a good run tomorrow.
Go!